All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKwadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and salutations to the brethren that are pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is your brother Yahweh Allah from GMS Chicago coming at you again with another lesson. All right, now in this video, I want to go into a couple pages here in this book that you see on the screen, titled Christopher Columbus and the Participation of the Jews in the Spanish and Portuguese Discoveries. The author isn't here, but I have it written down here for the purpose of translating in Spanish later, by Mayer Kaiserling. All right, and this book here exposes a lot of the info showing that the Spaniards and Portuguese that came to the Americas knew and had very strong indications that the people of the Americas, the natives, were descendants of the Israelites. All right, and I just want to read some some parts of it. I'm going to read this page 99 and page 98. And then show through the scriptures how we'll show how they saw the similarities that linked up to the scriptures, and read those same scriptures to show the actual links that they were making. All right, so the evidence is there, even though Esau has tried to cover it up and deny it. All right, so I'm gonna start here in page 98. I'm gonna start in the line right above where the green markings are. All right, where it says Ronald's. All right, Roldan's, excuse me. So it says Roldan's chief argument in support of his view is the language of the Indians in Hispaniola, Cuba, Jamaica, and the adjoining islands, because Roland, Salakia, I keep saying Roldan, he was making the argument amongst many that the natives of the Americas were descendants of the Israelites. All right, and one of his chief arguments, like it says here, is due to the language. All right, and also it's going to list some customs as well. All right, it says he contends that it has many resemblances to Hebrew. All right, the language of these natives. It says, in fact, he even calls it corrupted Hebrew. All right, so like a broken down Hebrew. It says he asserts that such names as Cuba, and Haiti are Hebrew, and that they were first applied by the earliest caciques or caciques, which are the chiefs or leaders, Casin, who discovered and peopled the island. All right, so the people that were originally there and peopled all those islands, all right, spoke Hebrew, man. All right, had that language of Hebrew. It says the names of rivers and of persons in use among the natives are derived from the Hebrew. For example, hyena from the Hebrew ayin, which is stream. All right, Yons from Jonah. All right, which we even know that the letter J is only has about 500 years in existence. So even those J's, in the modern, in the earlier Hebrew, would be the Y. So Yons for Jonah, Yahweh for Jacob, and Jacob in the Hebrew will be Yaiquab. All right, so just like how we're reading how the natives were saying it, Yahweh. All right, from Jacob, Urez from Urias, Siabao from Seba, Maisi from Moisi. That's going into Moses. All right, Masha. All right, the names of their tools, of their little canoes and Kansas, the name of Axi for pepper, the name of the storehouses for maize, grain, and the like, all point to the Hebrew language. So there were very clear indications that these people had Hebrew tongues, corrupted Hebrew, all right, which they were separated for a long time, which which would explain why the language is so broken down. All right, listen now. We'll keep reading. It gets more interesting. It says their rites and ceremonies, as well as their language, form one of the main arguments in favor of this theory of descent. All right, so not only the language, but also the rites and the ceremonies that they have were the strong and main arguments in favor of this theory, man. All right, it says circumcision prevailed amongst the Indians. All right, and that even by itself, man, should be able, we should be able to close the book and just call it what it is, man, because circumcision was the sign that the Lord of the covenant that the Lord made with Abraham, that he will bless his seed. All right, and Abraham's seed wasn't blessed in Ishmael. It was blessed in Isaac, and then in Jacob, which Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So the circumcision pertaineth unto the Israelites. All right, so that's the first point. Let's read that in the scriptures. All right, this is Genesis 17:9. It says, "And Yahweh said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token, a sign of the covenant betwixt me and you." All right. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations, he that is born in the house or bought with money, or any stranger which is not of thy seed. All right. So there it goes, man. You know, this is a sign of the covenant that the Lord did with Abraham, that he was going to bless his seed. All right. And make many nations up out of him, man. Okay. So there you go. All right. The next one, it says they often bathe in rivers and streams, which I assume that they're talking about the baptisms. All right. But let's keep going. Slovakia. Damn Satan. It says, and streams, they refrain from touching the dead and from tasting blood. All right, so let's get some scriptures on that. How the Israelites would also refrain from touching the dead, all right, and eating blood. This is Numbers 19:11. Just hit it straight on the head. It says, "He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, the 7th day he shall not be clean. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of Yahweh, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel," from the Israelites, "because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean. This uncleanness is yet upon him." All right, so there you go. You know, the Israelites had the custom of not touching the dead, and then also of not eating blood, man. This Leviticus 19:26. It says, "Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe times." All right, and that a whole eating and drinking of blood, a lot of that, you know, oftentimes go hand in hand with witchcraft, man. You know, sacrificing these abominations and then drinking the blood is what the wicked elite of this world do today, man. They sacrifice little children and drink their blood, man, for the adrenochrome, man. Okay, so but yet it was originally a custom given unto the Israelites to not do, man. If we jump up to verse 1, It'll tell you that. This is Leviticus 19:1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, Yahweh, your power, am holy. And then the Lord goes and starts giving off the commandments, man. All right. Verse 26, you shall not eat anything with the blood. All right. Let's keep going. All right. It says, they refrained from touching the dead and from tasting blood. All right. They had definite fast days, man. And that's one of the high holy days of Israel is what? The Day of Atonement. When you afflict your soul and you fast. It's a day set to fast and afflict your soul. This is Leviticus 23 and 26. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh your power. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people, man. All right, and the way you afflicted your soul was by fasting. All right, and this is a high holy day. It was highly revered, man. All right, so this is that's why it carried on, even though they had separated, from the southern kingdom, which are the Jews, right? Which consist of Judah, which is where the word Jew comes from. They consisted of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They separated from them, but it was such a high holy day that it carried through, man. These customs carried through, all right? And then customs in general, isn't something that, you pick up overnight. It's something that, you've continued to practice and implement into your society, man. So this was part of their culture, man. All right. This is let me keep going. It says they had definite fast days. Marriage with sisters-in-law was permitted if they were childless widows, and there's an example of this in the scripture. All right, and we're gonna get that. All right. Here it is the book of Genesis, chapter 38. And verse 6, and Judah, which Judah is the son of one of the 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel. This is Genesis 38 and 6. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of Yahweh, and Yahweh slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Onan was another son of Judah, a brother of but was already, the Lord smote him for being wicked. And look at what his father told his son. It says, and Judah said unto Onan, Go unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased Yahweh, wherefore he slew him also. All right, so it was allowed for him to go in to, like how he says here, his sister-in-law. It says if they were childless widows, if the father had died, all right, and also if they had not, raised up seed before him, man. Now, if he didn't have any seed, okay, so that's what they were missing here. Okay, but all these things link up. These are the things that they found the natives of the Americas doing. These were their customs. All right. Let me keep going. It says, wives were discarded for new helpmates. All right. Now, now if women is wicked, like the scriptures say, all of our women are supposed to be helpmates. That's in the beginning. The Lord made Eve for Adam, help meet for him, man. All right. But if, Yahweh Shai said, let it be for fornication, let not separate, but even Moses said, because of, for their hard-headedness, like Yahweh Shai said, she go not in the way that you would have her, write her bill of divorce and depart. All right. So they were doing that as well. Okay. But the women were helpmates, man. Just like it is with Israel. All right, let me keep going. It says, they also sacrifice first fruits on high mountains and under shady trees, man. Okay, so they sacrifice the first fruits. That's one of the main things that of the ancient Israelite customs. Let's read it. It's Exodus chapter 22 and verse 29. It says, "Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me." So we're supposed to offer the first fruits of whatever we harvest. All right, and there was actually a feast that we made for that. This is Leviticus 23 and 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye shall gather in the fruit of the land, the first of the fruit, ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the first day of the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before Yahweh your power 7 days. All right. It says, and ye shall keep it a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. All right, so there you go, man. It was a perpetual, statute, man. All right, so that was a thing, a cultural thing that would stick with Israel. All right, so all the similarities are here, and it's backed up by scriptures, man. All right, let's see what's next. All right, so they gave the first fruit. It says they had temples and carried an holy ark before them in time of war. All right, so they had an ark like the ancient Israelites had. These are not just coincidences. The circumcision was hella specific. All right, and people might try to make an argument that, oh well, it's a coincidence, but time after time, similarities over similarities are continuing to pop up, man. And for people to deny it shows that they have an ulterior agenda, man, an ulterior motive. Why they would not want this information to come out. All right, so let's read the part of the ark that's specific. That in ancient times Israel would take that ark to war as well. This is 1 Samuel 4 and verse 3. It says, and when the people came up into the camp, the elders of Israel said, wherefore had the Lord smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of Yahweh out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it may save us out of the hand of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of Yahweh of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of Yahweh. And when the ark of the covenant of Yahweh came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth rang again. And that's how mighty that shout was of the Israelites, man, that the earth rang. And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, what meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews? And the same language that the natives were speaking, right? It says, and they understood that the ark of the Yahweh was coming to the camp, and the Philistines were afraid. For they said, Yahweh is coming to the camp, and they said, woe unto us, for they had not been such a thing heretofore. Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues of the wilderness. All right, so right here during this time, Israel was not separated. So the northern kingdom, those 10 lost tribes, how they say, would have witnessed this, would have gone through this, and they would have had that remembrance, whether that was orally or however they were passing it down. So they continued that custom in the land where they went. Okay, let's read another example where they had the covenant, the Ark of the Covenant. This is Joshua 4 and 11, when they went up to Jericho. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean passed over the Jordan, that the ark of the Lord passed over, and the priest in the presence of the people, and the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spake unto them. Right? Because Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh had gotten the land on the other side of the Jordan, but they were not to settle in the land until after they had ran out all the Canaanites. Then they would go back and settle in the land. All right. Verse 13, it says, about 40,000 prepared for war passed over before Yahweh unto battle to the plains of Jericho. So these were the times of war when they had that the ark, man. So the Israelites were following it to the T, man. All right, you got to add 2 and 2 together, man. What do they call it? The 10 lost tribes. All right, they lost these innumerable people because Israel is like the sand of the sea. And then when they found the Americas, they found an innumerable people, an innumerable lost people, and an innumerable found people. Add one and one together, man. You're gonna get 2. All right. Let's keep going. It says, they also, like the 10 tribes, which is the northern kingdom, inclined to idol worship. And what is it written about Ephraim? Hosea 4 and 17. Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Ephraim is being the head tribe of the northern kingdom, man. Those 10 tribes, which we know is really 9, because Dan is not spoken of in Revelation 7. Okay. It says all the writers and travelers agree. All right. So everybody who's been there and all the people that have been writing agree, moreover, that there were many Jewish types of face among the Indians, the Aborigines of America. So they actually looked like descendants of the Israelites, man. All right. And check out this last part. It says, the question whether the American Indians are descendants of the Jews, whether they are the offsprings of the lost 10 tribes, has often been answered in both the affirmative and the negative, but it has not yet been definitely settled. And that's what it's at now, you know. They leave it like out in the open, you know. But there's so much evidence showing the affirmative. You know, you found in Las Lunas, New Mexico, the 10 commandments written in the Paleo Hebrew. You got the Back Creek stone. You have the stones in Guayanilla, Puerto Rico, with the ancient Hebrew. All right, the fact that the natives all wear ponchos with fringes. The fringes are a custom of the ancient Israelites. All right, so there's more to the affirmative, and really the people that negate it, mainly starting with the elites of Esau Edom, they don't want to make it that it was valid, because why? You know, the prophecy says, pertaining to the prophecy written in Ezekiel chapter Salakia, I think it was 33 or 37. Yeah, Ezekiel 37, and like 22. All right, where it says that the Lord was gonna bring the 2 nations together, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and they weren't gonna be divided into 2 kingdoms anymore. All right, that they were gonna come together. All right, and you know, specifically, they were gonna be serving captivity together, and those that had them in captivity together are gonna be judged and destroyed, man. And that's something that they don't want to bring out, because they would condemn this place that people call America, the United States. All right, which, you know, looking at the wickedness that's being pushed, and you know, the fact that, you know, for a long time the world was under their vibration, and currently still, even though it's diminishing, we know that this is Babylon the Great. All right, and this is the place where the 2 nations would be in captivity together, like we read here in Jeremiah 50 and 33. I'll read it real quick. It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, and the children of Judah, the southern kingdom, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And in ancient Babylon, for the majority of people that went into ancient Babylonian captivity was the Judites, the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom had already split and separated during the captivity of the Assyrians. So this must be talking about mystery Babylon, Babylon the Great, which we know now today to be America, man. All right, where the children of Israel are in captivity together, the northern kingdom being the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, right, the natives of this land, and the southern kingdom being the so-called Negroes and the West Indians, all right, and Haitians, all right. So we're here in captivity together, and they're hiding that fact, but the Lord is going to come back to deliver us, all right. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Like always, I want to end by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And salutations to the brethren that are pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. Unto the next one, brothers, I say shalom. And as always, abba babal.